Good morning. How did you get on your own yesterday? Well, let's take a quick look. Atalanta 4, Salernitana 1. But look at the half-time scoreline for Felipe Inzaghi's side. Salernitana taking an unexpected lead. Not quite in keeping with this. Hopefully you got stuck in. Simple angle. Lay over 1.5 goals. Cover that 0-1 in case Salernitana pull it off. Go to the match odds. Back Napoli. Back Atalanta. Half stakes. Lay Salernitana. Half stake is liability. Sit back and enjoy the show. Those of you of a more speculative mind, we didn't quite get the wins to nil yesterday. But you could have gone 3-0. Not 3-0. 3-1 any other home score. An assumption that these short-priced favourites will score 3+ goals, which indeed came to fruition. So that's a nice, simple trade. Embrace short odds, because if the market gets it right and your underdog scores first, you've got yourself a nice money-making angle. Girona continue to be superb this Spanish La Liga season, breaking up the Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid dominance. Good stuff. English Championship. We were always going to side, I think, with Leicester. And they scored first. No real trading angle there yesterday for me. Leicester the dominant force. I don't know if I would have laid the draw after 14 minutes. Leicester, renowned for their late goal scoring as well, didn't require it on this occasion. Easy as you like, no real trading angle. Don't forget over 2.5 goals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. Tottenham under 21, Leeds under 21. Underperforming. Professional Development League 5-1, 5-1, 2-1, but a strange 0-0 here. So 3 out of 4 and all bar 1 in the Premier League 2. You get the idea though. Over 2.5 goals, like the Dutch Eredivisie, Dutch Eerste Divisie, renowned for overs. Greek Super League, a couple of shocks, really. 1.3 favourite, did do the job. AEK Athens started performing like a 1.2 favourite with a 0-2 lead at half-time. João Pedro penalty, a 2-2 here. I wouldn't have, I don't think you'd have done anything wrong laying the late draw, particularly if you laid at 1.25 and lower. I wonder if AEK Athens weren't playing the first 11 in the assumption that this would be an easier match. Olympiacos, well, not performing at all like a 1.36 favourite. Why? Well, their goal was a penalty. You could have laid the draw second half. If Olympiacos score first, like St. Pauli at the weekend, draw odds are likely to rise markedly to heading towards 8s, 9s, 10s. St. Pauli's, for example, could have laid about 4s, back off at 10s. So it's a good little angle, isn't it? Getting involved second half. Extra classer, well, 1.57 shot, 0-0 at half time. If you had an in-play stats feed, how were Piesclavici looking? First half, 8 shots on, two shots on target, sorry. Underwhelming. Up that to 3 shots on target. So efficient, I would describe them second half. 3 shots on goal, 3 goals. Very efficient. Elsewhere, there's a smattering of other leagues of interest. Fluminense Al Ahly, Mickey Mouse Cup. We've got that today. Manchester City flying into Saudi Arabia on Etihad Airlines, I would suggest. Let's have a look. Good to see the German Bundesliga out today and the Spanish La Liga. It just adds some bite to the coupon. So let's see where the research is here. So you go to the research. We're looking for the 19th. Give it a click. Give that a click. And off we go. English FA Cup, Blackpool, Forest Green. Well, both teams have scored in Forest Green's last 4 FA Cup matches. I wonder if that's going to be a pattern to continue today. And if it does continue, if Forest Green score first, are they gettable? This is League 1 against League 2, so you'll have got a natural inclination towards the team from the higher league. English League Cup quarter-final stage. But if it's a quarter-final stage, won't there be 8 teams? Unless my Carol Vorderman maths is not with me. Very difficult to research these. Questionable attitude, but at this stage of the tournament, are we going to see a first 11 from Everton and Fulham? Everton, of course, have got other things on their mind. Trying to get that 10-point deduction, ensuring that it doesn't impact them as far as relegation is concerned. 3 consecutive wins for Everton in this competition. 1-2 away, 1-2 away at Villa, and a 3-0 home win at Burnley. What are they doing? They're scoring 2+ goals. As a stray cat just walks into the house. Hopefully he's not going to do any damage. Fulham drew 1-1 against the Spuds, 2-1 at home to Norwich, and a 1-3 away. Both teams to score in Fulham matches. Both teams to score in all bar one Everton League Cup match. It's interesting competition. Port Vale and Middlesbrough's League One against English Championship. And again, do we naturally bias the English Championship side, Middlesbrough, here? All of Borough's League Cup matches have been away, and they have all won all 4, scoring 3 goals on 3 occasions. So away doesn't seem to impact them in this competition. Chelsea and Newcastle, a bit of a humdinger this. Are we going to see a first 11? Knee-jerk reaction. What on earth is up with 1.65 for Chelsea? It just suggests that Newcastle tend to field a second 11, as some Premier League sides do in the League Cup and the FA Cup. It's a very strange market, and as ever, if you disagree with it pre-match, there's been plenty of examples for you over the past few weeks. Manchester City twice, for example, against Aston Villa, 1.67, absolutely dismissive. Liverpool, 1.35 against Man U in a big derby, totally dismissive of Man United. So don't forget, Girona, Barcelona, strong favourite against Girona, who are top 3. Girona winning 4-2. Don't be afraid to take on the market. I think initially 1.65 is far too short for Chelsea. So I'll be looking at this with interest. It's the quarter-final. Now that Newcastle are out of the Champions League and Europa League, I believe, this could be something for them to look at this late stage in the tournament. Rayo Vallecano and Valencia, 2.15 the favourite. Just remember to just bring your assumption with you about what the odds are telling you. 2.15 is giving both teams a chance, but slightly favouring the home side. Only 4 wins for Rayo Vallecano, 3 of them coming away. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Let me empty my bank and back Rayo Vallecano on that basis. No win in 7 and in 6 at home, 11th against 10th, so tight in the league as well. Rayo only 1 win home and away against the top 10. 6 out of 9 goals scored at home in first half. That might be a potential angle, a breakthrough before half-time. Only 5 wins for Valencia, 4 of them coming at home. So this is a pair of poor form sides. I don't fancy this at all. Don't forget, you can pick your battles. The bookies can't. Treat this with caution in play. Good result against Barcelona for Valencia, but they tend to always perform against the big boys. Atletico Madrid and Getafe. All 4 Atletico defeats have come away. 8 consecutive home wins, no draw in 14. Got ample to work with there. What if it's a draw at half-time, for example? 4th v 8th, Atletico not played 7th to 12th at home. So a slight gap in form against mid-table teams. 3 wins in 4 for Getafe. All 4 defeats came away. Only 1 loss since the 27th of September. They're going to be a tough nut to crack, I suggest this evening. 4 losses and a draw away against the top 9, though. Historically, they don't seem to have it in them to get past the top 9. That would be something for you to look at. Largely conceding 2 goals as well in defeat against the top 9 Getafe. So we've got a natural inclination towards the home side. The market looks about right here. Granada and Sevilla. Again, pick your battles. 2.3, the favourite. Both teams have scored in Granada's last 7 home matches and conceded in the last 17 matches. No win in 10 and in 7 away for Sevilla. They've conceded in the last 11 and the last 5 away, so highly likely to concede this evening. Really poor result for them at the weekend, losing, I think, 3-0. 19th against 17th, Again, Sevilla having a poor season. Used to be perennial top 5, this lot. Sevilla have drawn against 16th and 18th away and drawn against 20th at home. So unbeaten, not the most appealing of matches. This looks about right. Leipzig away. I did think Leipzig were a bit wobbly this season, but looking at the form, only 3 defeats have come away. Both teams have scored in the last 5 matches, 2+ goals scored in the last 3. Only 2 0-0s at half-time all season for Werder Bremen suggests we'll get a breakthrough before half-time. So how I tend to look for value there is if we can get a 0-0 after 20 minutes. Only 3 defeats for Leipzig, yeah, as we know. Werder Bremen have scored 2+ goals in 6 of the last 7 home matches. That's interesting, isn't it? I would certainly take on any Werder lead. Dortmund and Mainz. Well, you know this already if you were at the live chat webinar at the weekend, and indeed at the live chat webinar the week before. Mainz failed to score in 4 of the last 5 matches now. That's a real burden. They've been posting some excellent stats as well, which is even more frustrating. Got to buy a striker in the January transfer window, I would suggest. Only 1 win in 7 for Dortmund, but this lack of firepower for Mainz suggests Mainz won't take advantage. Both teams have scored in Dortmund's last 5 matches. I wouldn't be counting on that today. No win in 8 for Mainz. Unbeaten in 5 away, though. That did surprise me. A couple of 0-0s there as well, and a large proportion of those, of course, draws. So you're looking at exploiting Mainz's blunt attack. Failed to score in 4 of the last 5. Failed to score last match against Heidenheim, even though they utterly dominated from start to finish. Lost 0-1. The mighty Hoff. Which Hoff turns up today? Oh, boy. Hoff have done the majority of their good work away from home. Both teams have scored an all-by-1 Hoff match this season, so that could be an angle. Although, as you saw with Brighton, these angles do end. These patterns end eventually. Both teams have scored in the last 7 at home. 7th against 18th. 5 wins and a draw for the Hoff against 12th and lower. No win in 8 for Darmstadt, conceded in the last 7 away. 16 out of 23 goals scored away came second half for Darmstadt. They've never led in an away match at half-time. So note that they're leading in this one in the first half. Hoffenheim, as ever, do or could be slightly unreliable. We will see. Napoli-Frosinone, just to mention, Napoli got their win last match when they needed to. Coppa Italia might be going a bit deep into it. Osimhen was just wonderful. Apologies if I've misspelt his surname. Superb in his last match. So he's playing today. And of course, we've got the Mickey Mouse Cup. Urawa Red Diamonds from Japanese J1 League playing Manchester City. Looks as obvious. It's just an advert for Saudi Arabia, basically, this competition. There are a few other tidbits. The English FA Cup, we've already looked at. The EFL Cup, we've looked at that as well. EFL Trophy playoffs. Portsmouth are favourite against AFC Wimbledon. FA Trophy, probably too illiquid. Professional Development League, well, you saw the over 2.5 goal bias there yesterday. There are 3 of those matches today, 1 o'clock, 1:45 and 7. Again, just post, just click on the team, have a quick look at recent form. If it's chock full of goals, then you've got a green light to have a go at the over 2.5 goals. French League 2, 7:45 this evening. Looks like every single team is out for that. You normally see that at the end of the season. Odds on favourites there, Saint-Etienne, Pau, Bordeaux away at Dunkirk, and AC Ajaccio against Valencia. Not strong odds on favourites, but it's a good enough league. It's a very strong in-play stats bias for me in that particular league. Liga Ha'al as well. Any familiar names today? Looks like a tough coupon today. So I'll be treading a little warily. But we saw a couple of tradable matches midweek at these kind of odds. So I wouldn't be dismissive of the Liga Ha'al this evening in Israel. KNVB Becker is another word for the Dutch Cup. So it looks like a cup day today. The Quick Boys are not favourite against the Graafschap. Some familiar names from the lower tiers. Dordrecht, Cambuur, Fortuna Sittard, Excelsior, Willemsvee and Groningen. Again, in-play stats or not at all. It could be lacking liquidity this evening, that particular competition. Spanish La Liga, Albacete 1.62 favourites. Elche 1.73 favourites. Espanyol 1.65 favourites. Turkish Super League as well. Başakşehirspor. There's no strong favourites apart from Trabzonspor away from home against Istanbulspor, who I believe are newly promoted. So I'll be favouring Trab at 5 o'clock. And the Turkish One League, we've got two favourites away from home. Sakaryaspor, Gençler Birliği. It's more of a league that we're going to attack when the season ends. It was very exciting last season. So I'll be seeing you this evening. Let's have a look at the... I won't do time order. Probably be, well, just a smattering of matches throughout the day I'll be looking at on your behalf. I still haven't decided about the Christmas schedule. We might be going away Christmas weekend. That's the problem. It's the lovely Mrs. organised something, I think. But I'll confirm that because it's a very decent coupon, as you can see on Saturday. Championship, League One, League Two gives us plenty of ammunition to work on at 3 o'clock. Liga HL as well. We're missing the Germans, the Austrians I suggest as well. Polish would be resting as well. Snowbound countries, unlike the Scots, who will go through anything. So we've got a full complement in Scotland as well, and Turkey as well. But Christmas Eve, probably not going to be offering you any service at all. There's a Turkish league, of course. It's a largely Muslim country, isn't it? So they'll probably be playing on Christmas Day as well, the Turks. I know a number of leagues play on Christmas Day. Turkish Super League, indeed, as I say. So those of you with an itch to scratch, if you're fed up watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, then could be some fun on Christmas Day. I might be back for Boxing Day. Again, Premier League, Belgian Jupiler League, Championship, League One and League Two. It's just us Brits that are really playing. Italian Serie B's welcome addition. No odds yet there. Dundee against Celtic. Celtic strong favourites away from home. Again, just a smattering of matches and largely UK based, aren't they? But I'll see you a bit later on. It looks like a decent enough coupon, and we've got the Germans and the Spanish elite leagues just to add some quality to the coupon this evening. Cup match is much of a muchness. I don't have a strong opinion pre-match. Quarter-final match. It's a bit like Rangers against Aberdeen in the league final in Scotland. I don't know how to play it. It was 0-0 at half-time, and Rangers got a second-half goal to make it 1-0. I suppose you could have laid the draw there, but you just don't know. The draw is in play in cup matches. That's the thing. Have a great day, and I'll see you a bit later.